we started the speed sensor. It's 3 bolts, 12 millimeter and 2 10s, and now it should just come on out. And there it is. Speed sensor. This will get my speedo working again. So what'd you get, Trav?
A pin? I don't know. This is for the speed sensor, apparently.
Yeah.
Just
drive pin, it was called, for the speed sensor. We need to take it and use it with this speed sensor, so my speedometer will work. Hey! Alright, so Trav and I are back out here at U-Pole. We're looking at this intake manifold for him, because he's doing the mini-me swap on his car, or I guess not the full swap. He's doing the intake manifold and the exhaust manifold. But also while out here, you remember in a previous episode where I busted the shit out of my dash gauge cluster type deal. Found that right here out of a car. This looks real good. And I also found this gauge cluster, which came out of the same car. Now, I know I already had the one, but I'm kind of suspicious of it because I feel like maybe, you know, since it was just sitting out, maybe something got busted with it. Like some water got in there. I don't know. It's just kind of nasty. So I'm taking this one because it was sitting in the car. All the electronics and everything looked awesome. Like the wiring harness must have been replaced in this car. So I'm pulling that along with that dash piece. So got a couple parts. Actually was looking at the 4-wire O2 sensor. That's originally why I came out here. And Trav actually has one laying around that he's gonna be letting me use. So that's awesome. Other than that, oh, you also saw we pulled the vehicle speed sensor. So today's a great day. We're gonna head back and hopefully start putting some parts in. The whole speed sensor with the gear and everything came out of the transmission. It was loose. So I'm kind of wondering if it was just not even bolted down correct. That's why the speedometer was never working.
This was loose.
Yeah, the bullet, this thing was just spinning in there, it just came right out.
Right.
So it may have been loose, maybe it works, but I got another one here from the junkyard at U-Pole. This one came out of a car that looked really nice in the engine bay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Made sure to get the little drive pin and everything. So I'm gonna take this part off the top, go ahead and replace it, and we're gonna put in the new tach and see if the speedometer and hopefully the tachometer works. So I pulled the top off of the speed sensor. Whoop, the old speed sensor, the top came off. And this little guy here is called the drive pin. When I pulled that off, it was pretty nasty looking in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. I've got a new drive pin here that looks much nicer in my new speed sensor. And I'm gonna go ahead and replace. There's the new drive pin going in on the gear. This was the new one. Yeah, they look nicer. And the new part on top. Alright, so I got the new speed sensor down in there, if you can see. There you go, new speed sensor is in. Here is the new gauge cluster. The older one is still in here. Some of you all may be like, Robbie, why'd you buy a second cluster? Well, this one just seemed to be in better condition, I feel. Like, Trav and I found this in the dash in a car, and I just am uncertain about this one. Maybe something's not working in it properly. So to be sure, I'm gonna swap them out and try. I'll sell the other one if it is still working. And also we found the dash piece. You remember I broke that real good the other day. Trav was able to get out the dash piece from the same car that this came with. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy off, possibly. There we go. And we'll go ahead and replace that after we get the gauge cluster figured out. We're gonna start it again. We'll see what happens this time. Yes! Dude!
Awesome.
Yes! Oh my god, yes.
That's awesome, dude.
Yes!
That's
So it ended up being the cluster like we were thinking. So, yes. The gauge cluster with the working tack is in. We're going to be going out to try out the Speedo soon. And you see the nice bezel, or I don't know what you call it, but the dash piece that goes over it is back in. It's looking real nice. And the final piece that I'm going to add back in is the hazard light deal right here. Just pulled through the sensor. Whoop, yep, and it works.
Sweet.
Like Trav and I were just talking about, you never know if you're gonna have a moment on track or whatever. You need to hit the hazards. One last piece that we picked up here in the junkyard are these two nice door handles, one for each side, so hey, the windows can go down. The gauge cluster is in, the vehicle speed sensor is in, Trav is in, I'm in. We're gonna go for a test drive. Taking around right now. The P06 is plugged in. We got the tachometer you saw in the last episode. I'm already loving having the revs.
Speedo works.
Oh, the Speedo works! Yes! I didn't even look at that! Yes! Good call! Alright. Oh, dude, yeah, I didn't even think of that. The vehicle speed sensor, you saw we put that in the last episode too. It is working. We're cruising at 35 miles an hour right now. Oh, that's excellent. So that was a very successful U-Pole trip for the EG.
Yes.
So, like I said, I'm just warming it up right now. I definitely think there's an issue with the thermostat.
It's not even hot at all.
It's still pegged in the pole. So, I don't know if that's the sensor, because it looked like the sensor was kind of cut right on the negative wire. Or one of the wires was cut, so we need to take a look at that. But I also feel like maybe the thermostat could be stuck, because sometimes the thermostat does go up.
Right.
So it's either stuck open or closed a little bit. We gotta check that out. But so I know the engine should be roughly warm here, so I'm gonna turn us around and kind of give it the beans a little bit, or just go to a standstill and dump the clutch. Put some of the tack.
Tack's not doing it.
See what I mean by how it goes a lot higher?
Yeah, it sounds like it should.
Right.
Man, the tack's fucking.
I know. The tack. Just did the pull there, the tachometer.
It's being crazy. I mean, it's like at low RPMs, it seems okay.
Yeah, like below 3,000 it seems to work. Like I'm at 1,800 RPMs right now. It's going up to 2, going up to 2.5.
Doesn't seem
And then it starts to jump.
Yeah. It doesn't want to go past 3.
Right. Even at 2 right now, I'm at 2.5. It's jumping to get to 3. Ah, man. So you think that's the distributor, the crank
feels like our cars.
Right.
Yeah, normal. It's like a normal rev band instead of like stopping all of a sudden, you know. Some things to clear up, which I think will make it better.
I agree. Well, the 4-wire O2, because the check engine light is still on.
Right. This way, right?
Yeah. That's got to be cleared up. I do want to do the general maintenance with the plugs, wires, probably distributor cap.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And cap and rotor. I'm wondering about this tack, man. It's weird. It works up to about 3,000 RPM, and then it kind of just skips along. But the speedometer definitely works good. That's cool. That was a good buy, $5 part from you both.
Alright, so headed back.
I definitely think the car feels a heck of a lot better than it did when I first bought it. The new ECU is allowing it to rev up. I'm pretty sure it's got to be 6,400 RPM at least, where it should be. It pulls much better, and it feels like 100 horsepower D-Series should. So for that sense alone, I'm very happy, because I feel like after we do the maintenance and get it as fresh as it could be, it'll be ready to go. That was that quick update on how the car is feeling. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned.